Personal effects to 99 individuals yesterday out of Section, not all exclusively out of Section A, but the majority of them being out of Section A. As of today, they're still returning items from Section A, and they will continue throughout the process, but Section B is also available. I do not have a time or anticipated start date for Section C, but we will announce that the moment it's available. And Section C is the largest area that had the most amount of personal effects in it. It is an incredibly organized and complex process that the FBI is going through to return this. It's very impressive to me, and I'm just grateful that they're here to handle this. They did have 776 requests come through the FBI's personal effects questionnaire that they have, and that's available on the website at fbi.gov/LV Music Festival Shooting. Another key partner that we've had throughout this entire ordeal is the American Red Cross. I can tell you that I've had the benefit of working with the American Red Cross now for 27 years in my profession, and they are amazing. But it's never more than at this time have I been more grateful to them than I am right now. There's no way that we could provide the services that we have or even come close to without them. I've brought a couple of the representatives with me today. Tom Holinsky, yes. Thank you very much. Tom Holinsky, I didn't want to make a mistake with his name, is here to talk about, he is the lead disaster mental health worker here at our facility. And then Tara Hughes will also be here available to answer any questions that we have. And she's really been our go-to person throughout this entire ordeal and at the Family Assistance Center. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Tom to go ahead and explain some of the services that are available there at the Red Cross, and to explain some of the experiences or signs that some of the people that were affected by this horrible tragedy may be experiencing, and how we can go ahead and assist them. Then at the end, I'll go ahead and return, and we can answer any questions that are specific to these subjects. Tom? Thank you.
My name is Tom Holinsky. That's H-L-E-N-S-K-I. And I am the lead DMH worker at the FAC, the Family Assistance Center. So I wanted to talk a little bit today. I'm going to make it brief, but I wanted to talk a little bit today about resiliency, because I think it's important to start on that note, that the human condition is well equipped with the ability to recover, and our efforts here with the American Red Cross, with our workers and teaming up with everybody else we're with, is to help people move towards that recovery. Now, the resilience will be impacted by the exposure to trauma, of course. So some people will take longer than others to become, more normalized in the reactions. So some of the complications that we would be looking for, to be looking at is what happens after you're exposed to a situation as bad as this one has been. So you would expect, again, based on level of exposure to trauma, you would expect that you would have sleep difficulties. You would expect that you would be fatigued. You would expect that you would be irritable with your partner. You would expect that you would have more confusion. So these are just some of the things that adults might expect. With regards to children, you might expect those too: the irritability, the lack of sleep, the dreams, the disturbance of what is normal was significant. So we would expect that. And it is one day at a time, and as some say, sometimes it's 10 minutes at a time, again, depending on level of exposure. At the FAC, we have, I think at this point, we have about 30 disaster mental health. We have emotional counselors that are Red Cross, that are there to provide services to the community in terms of, and to support the community and support the community agencies as you move towards recovery. So what are some of the things that we can do? They say rest. Well, let me go back to the children. Let me focus on that for a little bit. Because the children are going to show symptoms in different ways. So how do we circle the wagon, so to speak, and to move from fear to hope with our children and move to a position of feeling more safe and getting that vulnerability out of the way? So we slow things down. We listen to them. We encourage them to talk about the situation. We don't push them to talk about the situation. We validate their feelings regarding the situation. We encourage their questions, but we don't push that questioning. We go easy. We go step by step. They will perhaps be more clingy. They may not want to go to school. We want to establish, for adults and children, we want to establish our routine. We want to get back to the routine. And yes, it's okay to laugh in the home. It's okay to tell jokes. It's okay to get back into a normal rhythm. And yes, it's okay to be upset and to cry and to have sleepless nights and to have bad dreams. That's part of responding to stress. So now, some of the other things that we all can do, I'm going to go with the real home remedies first because I think they're very good. Chicken soup still works. It's still good. And I would recommend dinners. The dinners with the family dinners and stuff, they're still good. Those kind of comforts, recreation as a family or as individuals, getting out for that walk, taking up meditation, taking up yoga or whatever it may be, the swimming or the yard work or whatever it may be. You want to avoid the kind of things that will bring you to a more saddened state, like alcohol, for instance. That's where the chicken soup comes in as the counter to that. So those are some of the things that you can do, but on the very immediate, and again, I wish I could tell you what the timeline is for people feeling better. I just can say one day at a time and just keep doing this and let's see what 3 weeks bring. But in the meantime, what you can do immediately, and you don't have to have a problem, you can come to the Family Assistance Center. Red Cross volunteer emotional workers have flown in from across the entire country to support this response. They are here. They will answer your questions. Any question you have is a good question, and you don't have to have a problem. We are there. We are ready. Please come. Thank you.
So as I've said, since this tragedy has occurred, we're only here to serve the people that have been affected by this, our community, and to start the recovery process of this and do whatever we can, and we will be here as long as it's possible, as long as it's needed. I'm very grateful to our friends here from the Courthouse Dogs Foundation for coming in and taking their time out to come to this. They've been busy at the hospitals and also at the Family Assistance Center, and we're going to keep them busy throughout the week, excuse me. So I'm very grateful for that. And I'm very grateful to the media as well, because yesterday we saw as many people yesterday at the Family Assistance Center as we had the previous 3 days. And while there's no exact formula for this, we expect there's 2 reasons for that. Well, 3 reasons actually. One is that the personal effects were driving some more people there and giving them a reason to come in, and then they were seeing whatever other services were available. Number 2, the time that it takes people to process that. But number 3 was the increased messaging that we went ahead and pushed out, and I really appreciate that. So please continue to forward and follow and like our social media at clarkcountynv.gov. And we'll keep pushing out those messages. And with that, I'm available for any questions on these subjects. No questions. This is a first. Go ahead. Yeah, so the question was the process as to how the personal effects are returned, and a little bit about that. I do have some knowledge on it, but I'm certainly not the expert on it by any means. This is the FBI that's facilitating this and doing a fantastic job. I can tell you that it's extremely organized, that the cell phones they're so to paint a little bit of a picture, the question was directly about the cell phones. Every cell phone that's been recovered is being plugged in and turned on to see if they can go ahead and find the owner that way. Other than that, it's through the identification process. They've got a process that they work out to once the owner comes back. So it's going two ways. The FBI has been reaching out to people proactively to return some of those items. And they've also, when they come in, have been working through them through a systematic approach to identify that item. And I can tell you it's been very successful. It's amazing. It's been very successful so far. Yeah, thank you for that question. The question, what times and how long the Family Assistance Center will be open. Family Assistance Center will be open at its current location through October 20th. After that, we will be moving to a long-term resiliency center that we are working out the process as to exactly what that'll look like at the end. But it'll be here at the Las Vegas Convention Center through the 20th, and the FBI's intentions are to also be there co-located with us through the 20th. And the time of day is we open up at 9 o'clock in the morning and we close at 7 o'clock in the evening, and we're there on weekends. So our goal is to make ourselves available to be able to provide these services. I don't. I can tell you that I do not. I can just tell you from taking a look at it, it's just thousands and thousands of items. Truckload after, many truckloads that have been picked up, more than I would have ever expected, but I don't have any numbers on it. It is a mix of everything. For instance, there was thousands of just lawn chairs that were there, but there's lots of electronics, there's lots of bags, there's lots of hats, there's boots, there's clothing, there's gifts that were bought for people there at the event. There's wallets, there's identification, there's, you name it, anything that anybody might have been carrying with them at the time is available or is there and was picked up, and there's an attempt to return it. Any other questions? Yeah, so you'll have to refer to the FBI on what's going to happen to them after the 20th. I can't answer that. All I can answer is that when we've met, it's our intention to stay there until the 20th. They have a process after that, but I can't speak to that. I can't answer that either because they were directly went through the FBI. So I don't have the answer to how many people their items weren't recovered. I just know that 99 came through and got their items yesterday. No, I do not. I'm sorry. Other questions? You guys just want to get to the dogs, right? I do too. Okay, with that, thank you very much. We appreciate, again, your efforts in getting this messaging out. It's really been effective. And just help us to get the people in there. If you know a loved one that you think needs to come down to the Family Assistance Center, send them down. Again, I want to strengthen the message that we're not saying what the right path is for recovery for every individual out there. You're going to have your own process to deal with this. We are a resource for you, and we will be there for you for many, many years to come. So we want you to know that, but we want to make sure that you know that this resource is available today. Thank you very much. Myself, the dog handlers, or the American Red Cross are available for single interviews if necessary.